Hey gang, Stephen Marshall, KYLandlordlaw.com, and got a few things for you today by way of update. I've just learned of a program that is put on by the Community Action Council here in Lexington and in a couple of surrounding counties that might give some assistance to your tenants to pay their utilities. I'm going to read you a letter that I just got today. It's from Community Action Council. It says that the council operates a federally funded utility assistance program called LIHEAP. That's an acronym for Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, which typically operates during the home heating season of November through March, but is currently extended through at least April 30th of 2020. Part of the component is that funds can now be used for income eligible households facing eviction that pay utilities as part of their rent. For qualifying households with utilities included in their rent, the utility benefit is paid directly to the landlord. Households in Lexington or any of Bourbon, Harrison, or Nicholas counties should call the Community Action Council at 859-233-4600. So those of you who are on my email list, I'm going to, or have, I'll be attaching the documents that I received with the details on this to the email that I send you along with this update. So it sounds like a good opportunity to for your tenants to get some assistance to pay their utilities, and that might be paid directly to you if utilities are included in the rent. But either way, it's a win for everybody. If the tenants have more money to pay their utilities, they're going to have more money to pay their rent. So win-win for everybody. I did want to talk very quickly about eviction situation. Nothing has changed formally, but I'm getting a lot of questions about non-compliance evictions. And I mentioned in a previous video that the governor has created a way for landlords to apply for an exemption to his no eviction policy in emergency situations. That's when you've got a tenant who's engaging in dangerous criminal activity who is a serious threat to public health. As of today, there have been a few of those exemptions that have been granted, but the Kentucky Supreme Court still has not given the local courts any guidance on how to actually process and handle these cases. So to my knowledge, none of them have been heard, and especially in Fayette and the surrounding counties. I'm told the Supreme Court is meeting this week via Zoom and that these eviction waivers are on their agenda. So I hope to have some guidance and some more news on how to handle those in the coming days. Now, what I'm also getting questions about are tenants who are violating their lease, but not in a way that qualifies for an emergency eviction. What do you do with those folks? So my advice is that we're still going to give those folks a notice that specifies what they're doing to violate their lease. Okay, don't just say noise violation. Put the details, the who, what, when, and where. Put that in the notice, and tell them what the governor has said about compliance with the lease, because the governor has spoken to that issue. And then finally, you're going to tell them that unless they correct this behavior, that lease violation would be grounds to terminate their tenancy once the state of emergency has been lifted. I would not at this point put any of the 14-day or 30-day language in there, because we don't know when we're going to be able to terminate the tenancy at this point. So that's the way I would handle non-compliant situations that don't really rise to the level of an emergency eviction. If you need help putting those notices together, I'd be glad to do that. For our non-payment situations, again, I don't think we need to be giving 7-day notices or any notices to vacate based on failure to pay rent right now. I think those are disfavored by the governor's office. And the main thing is that you're still going to need to give another one in June anyway if the tenant's behind on their rent. So I think you wait, give those in June to prepare to file your evictions in July, assuming we can get into the courts and file them then. In the meantime, I do suggest that you give them the notice that I created that outlines the facts around the governor's order. Okay, this is especially for tenants who've said they're not going to pay their rent, or for tenants who do not believe they're required to pay their rent. So you can get that notice, $100. Shoot me an email, smarshall@trippleslaw.com, and I'll hook you up with that. One other thing, I'm doing a series of webinars that are sponsored by the Louisville Apartment Association and the Greater Lexington Apartment Association. We did our first one this morning. I think it went very well. The next one is May the 5th, and then the one following is May the 19th. On May the 5th, I'm going to talk about assistance animals. May the 19th, I'm going to talk about Kentucky's new domestic violence law. So if you're a member of those associations, make sure you get signed up. If you're not a member of those associations, get registered with those associations. I think the webinars are a fantastic value for you. And that's just about it for today. It looks like Tennessee and Georgia are opening up their economy starting May the 1st. I think Kentucky's going to lag behind them a bit, but they will be an interesting case study to see how things happen when things open up a bit. So I hope you guys are doing well. Hope the rents are continuing to come in. If I can help you, please reach out to me, smarshall@trippleslaw.com, or give me a call on my cell. You guys have a great day.